Rebecca Gordon.
And I'm Sylvia Gordon. Please subscribe to our channel so we can get to 7,000 so we can get better chairs.
Please,
so
we can get better
We're
chairs.
very close. Just hit the subscribe
I am sitting
button.
on a
Don't
box.
We're going to talk about the controversial new CMS rule that allows you to pay referral fees to non-licensed agents.
As well as discussing, does Amazon listen to your conversations?
Yes, they do. And is that a violation of HIPAA? And how will that impact you and your clients? As well as Zing, a new carrier in healthcare, and God knows what. More stuff. Stay tuned.
Okay, so the really great news that just came out is we can now pay referral fees to non-licensed people.
Entities, agents, not agents, individuals.
People.
You can pay
So
that
that's awesome.
I love how this $100 referral fee has never gone up. I think most agents are probably happy that it hasn't gone up because they don't want to pay more than $100 for an MAPD or $25 for a PDP.
Right.
But it is funny how it never goes up. So if you have people that feed you business, such as
Independent pharmacies, CPAs, elder law attorneys,
social workers, discharge nurses, there's a million people out there that you can now
Massage
go
therapists.
actively solicit and say, hey, if you can send me business, I can give you a $100 referral fee per Med Advantage, $25 per
anybody in the service industry, like my massage therapist, she works for, one of the things she does is she works with the Little Red Door. She works with a lot of seniors.
Right. A lot of volunteer organizations.
It's pretty cool.
That's a great
$100.
marketing tool for you to legally go after. Okay. Let's talk about an agent complaint that we just had, because this is a great agent that's been with us at least 10 years, and she's never had a complaint, so she's very upset.
Fantastic agent. And her client wanted to sign up for Part B early, 2 months earlier than she wanted her Advantage plan to take effect.
She didn't want to retire. She didn't want to stop working for a group plan until August, but she wanted to get her Part B to start June 1st.
So,
Which is weird. I've never had that.
So when that didn't happen, she called into the carrier and said, hey, I wanted this to take effect 8/1. And they instantly turned this call into a complaint against this agent.
Because if you write a Med Advantage, it has to start the first day that your Part B starts. So it had to start June 1.
So a good rule of thumb is, just a side note, please stress to your clients. This client had no intention at all of having a complaint filed against her agent. If your clients call carriers directly with any type of question, they automatically turn it into a complaint.
Right. And then once there is a complaint, you can't call them back.
Yeah, that's just...
So now she's like, I can't call her. What am I supposed to do? And it even got worse.
Well, they need the scope.
So if you get a complaint from any carrier, they're going to ask for the scope of appointment and your lead source. So if you had a lead card, they want to see that. This was a referral, so that wasn't a problem, but she needed to provide the scope.
And for whatever reason, she can't find her scope.
She can't find the scope.
So now she's in a full-on freak
She writes
out.
100 policies a year, and she can't find a scope. And the first complaint she's ever had. So she came in ready to cry that she's going to lose her license. You're not going to lose your license. You're not going to be fined $25,000. I don't care what AHIP freaks you out about. You might have a corrective action. The carrier might want you to do a module to like go over the rules of the scope or something. But we've had before where I've seen other FMOs where agents have forged scopes because they were freaked out that they couldn't find it.
Do not do that.
That will get you terminated.
Yeah.
But not having it won't get you terminated. I told her, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
don't freak
okay.
out.
But she goes, but I bet my client has a copy and I can't call her to ask her if she has a copy. And I said, true. So as it turned out, a couple of hours later, the client called her.
Thank God.
And so she goes, can you send me a copy? So she said, yes. And she goes, you know, this ended up being a complaint from, and the client's like, I'm so sorry.
Right.
I had no idea.
It's such a crock. That really
But
makes
it's also
me angry.
weird that a client would say, I want to sign up for Part B 6/1, but I don't want my insurance to start till 8/1. Why would you want to pay $148.50 for 2 months, waste $300? She said she works in a nursing home and she sees a lot of people get things late and delayed, and she knows Social Security's behind right now. So she said she thought she'd get ahead of the curve. So by getting ahead of the curve,
she had a complaint against her agent.
It's convoluted, and that's one of the things that I tell, my internal staff. This is how we learn.
Right.
One weird thing at a time.
Yep.
So I hope somebody out there that saved somebody out there some heartache. On the scope of appointments, I did want to go back to the scope of appointments though. If you look at it, if you pull out scope of appointments from 5 different companies, some will say Part D and Med Advantage. Some will say Part D, Med Advantage, Med Sup. Some will say Part D, Med Advantage, Med Sup, hospital indemnity, dental and vision. They're all correct. If you want to sell dental and vision or hospital indemnity, it doesn't have to have a special box.
We get asked that every year.
It's okay to use anybody's form, a generic form, mix and match. The carriers prefer their own form, but they have to take everybody's form. Just don't panic on that. Just don't sell life and annuities within 48 hours of a Med Advantage or a Part D sale. Ba-dum, bum.
Bump, bump.
Zing Health.
We never rehearsed
Zing!
this, so I have no
Zing!
idea. Although I do like the name. I think
So
it's pretty darn
Zing
creative.
is a new
carrier.
Indiana,
Sure.
Illinois, and Michigan.
Indiana, Illinois, Michigan.
And Zing bought Lasso Health, which was the Medicare savings account. So right now, if you have a contract with Lasso Health, that's still there, but it's going to be rolled into Zing, and that's in, I think, 36 states.
Zing!
So I'm excited about that. And it's always nice to have a new carrier in the market. So those of you in Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan, Zing contracting is open. We also have a new MedSup, Prosperity MedSup. Contracting just opened on that.
What states is
I
Prosperity?
don't know, but it's a lot of states.
A lot of states. Awesome.
Want to go into Alexa?
Ooh, Alexa. I think this sounds very suspicious, but it looks like some healthcare workers are going to file suit against Amazon, claiming that Alexa took private HIPAA information from conversations they had with clients.
Yeah, so this begs the question for all of us, because we all have a phone, and we all know our phones are listening
Hello.
to you, unless you have it in airplane mode when you're not
Hello?
using it, like my mom. Don't ever call my mom. I don't know why she has one. She always says, this phone is for me to call you, not you to call me. Because she keeps it off unless she's using
I love it.
So
Makes
unless
sense.
you do that, your phone is listening to every conversation. And people's TVs are listening to their conversations. And all these smart devices. This is a weird,
It's
brave new world that we're living in. But if you have Alexa
in your office when you're talking
in
to
your
clients.
insurance office,
Yeah.
take it out.
Yeah. This like you said, this sounds suspicious.
That
Who in
sounds
the
like
world would-
this sounds like an attorney set up for plaintiffs to
Yeah.
sue Amazon because there's a lot of money to be made. I find it unlikely that
find
4 separate plaintiffs would have Alexis in their treatment facility.
I agree.
This reeks of an attorney
Something
smelling
fraudulent.
money. But it does, a lot of us
It's
have
a
them in
good
our
point.
offices.
I have mine.
And so get ahead of that.
Take it out. God knows I have one in my bathroom too. Huh. Good luck, Russia. Hope it's enjoyable.
Good luck, Russia. Hope you enjoy that.
Hope you like it, Russia.
The Social Security Administration forcibly removed their administrator. Nobody liked him. So everybody that works at the Social Security Administration is really happy. He tried to lower disability benefits and keep them from unionizing. He did a bunch of stuff that was very unpopular at Social Security. And so Biden asked for his resignation. He refused. So Biden told him on Friday, look, you're fired. And he's like, well, I will be showing up and logging in on Monday. So I don't know
Nice.
how that went down. I thought that was very interesting. But for those of you, a lot of you have really grabbed onto our Social Security content as a great way to service your existing clients and bring in new clients. So change of head at Social Security. They do want to beef it up. They want to beef up the benefits because Social Security disability
God.
benefits have not changed in years. And he also put a lot of hurdles to get less people enrolled in disability. So we'll see a complete about face, I assume, here with the new woman that's in charge of Social Security. So that's all I have for this week.
Well, I would like to draw a little bit of attention to your shirt, Sylvia, because I find it very funny. It says Canada, which is great, strong and free.
Yeah, free. Canada's still locked down. So
Canada
those of you
is
who've been living your life
not
and going
free.
about enjoying your summer, our friends to the north are still locked down.
It's amazing.
Everything is still closed, and it is crazy.
It is amazing. Like, what percentage of that country is forest?
99%.
Yeah. That's
Right.
wild.
Yeah, well, it's greatly impacted Gourd Marketing because one of the things we sponsor is a fishing trip, and they can't go for the first time in like 30 years.
Yep.
And we got a lot of very sad fishermen.
A lot of sad dads.
My dad is very
Husbands.
sad. Yes.
brothers and brother-in-laws.
Yes, and my sons
And nephews.
But if you like to travel, you can't go to Canada with us, but you can go to Costa Rica. We have the information
Best
on our
place
board. Costa Rica is March 27th. And New Orleans, which is
Good.
April 20th. For new agents that think I never do enough to win a trip with anybody,
We want you to go to New Orleans with us.
go
It's a
to
blast.
New Orleans. She likes to take you to the cemetery tour. She'll never get tired of it.
I'll never get
So
tired
if
of
you've
it.
never
Love
won a
it.
trip, talk to your marketer. We want to get you there. We can wiggle with it to get you on this trip to
It's the
New
beauty of
Orleans.
this business.
If you do a lot of business, we want to get you to Costa Rica. And if you want to go fishing, I bet you'll be able to go with us next summer if Canada is truly free.
Where we go to Florida. That's all for this week's edition. Good selling. Talk to you soon.
Bye.